name is Linda Bateman, and I'm the oldest of Loren and Alma's children. I'm going to share with you just a couple things of testimonies that have come in. And the first one's from a nephew who lived with us just for a few months. And he shared that staying with us in a Christ-centered family helped him recenter his heart and mind on what is really important. He shares, Uncle Loren, your family's legacy is incredible. You took your one talent of 5 children and turned it into 10. Your children, grandchildren, and even great-grandchildren. What a godly blessing and legacy that you have. I want you to know, Uncle Loren, that you are a great man and a great man of God. So in saying goodbye to you, I just want to let you know, it's time. Time to be free of the pain and care. Time to go and meet your wife. Time to say goodbye. Love you. I'm also going to share with you a little something from the grandchildren. Gramps. Gramps was a hard-working man. I always remember him working on cars, fixing things, hearing stories about him working long days so Grandma could stay at home with her 5 kids. He cherished things. The treasures nearest to his heart, he didn't really talk much about. He just defended them with his actions. Showing up, making the time, giving advice, and remaining faithful. That's what he did. He was a good saver, loved investing in cars and tinkering with them until he bought a better one. The way he said, I love you, was by saying, hey, I know a guy in town. He has a job for you and it's good paying. He always wanted family close and provided for, so he did everything he could do to make that happen. Gramps knew everyone in town. There was never a place where he could walk into without someone saying, uh-oh, here comes trouble. He loved buying people breakfast at McDonald's. When visiting him recently, he would call almost every morning to see if I wanted to come with him to the office, which meant, hey, come with me to McDonald's for breakfast. I would say some of the most beautiful fruits of his life are his kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids. My whole family is saved. We all love Jesus and live lives of prayer. It's the best inheritance I could have ever asked for from my grandpa. He fought to make that happen. For Grandma to be able to go to conferences and prayer meetings, for the kids to attend church, Gramps had part in it, and boy did he love Grandma. He loved her so much, and I'm glad he's with her now. Gramps, I love you. You did so well. I'll see you soon. So that was my dad, well loved and showed love well. Hi, I'm Lisa Witzenburg, and I am one of Loren and Alma's daughters. One of the things about my father was he was a wheeler dealer, and he loved a grand adventure. And whenever he had new experiences, he would always say to someone, you gotta try this. I know you're gonna like it. You gotta try it. I know you'll like it. Another phrase that my dad was known for, mostly among us children, was, hang on, we're going for a ride. And that usually occurred when we were in one of the vehicles, and we were usually in a town we weren't familiar with, and he was going to try a risky move or maneuver with the vehicle. So we knew to hold on tight, and he would get us through, and we always come out unscathed. During these past 3 months, that's a phrase that has come to mind often. Hang on, you're going for a ride. Early Monday morning, he was a little restless, and so I decided I needed to talk with him a little bit and make sure he was calmed down before I left. And so I asked, do you need help? He's like, well, yeah, I don't know what to do. And I said, Dad, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know, should I just stay here or go to heaven? I was like, go to heaven. You know, to me the option was like crystal clear. But him being the traveler and adventurer, he's like, well, how many miles is it? And I said, well, I'm not much of a mathematician, but I don't think it's very far. And then he asked, he's like, well, we need to pack. We need to get packed. And I said, we're already packed. You're ready to go. Everything is ready. How long will it take to get there? And I reassured him, it's not going to take very long. He'll
be there sooner than you think, like within a twinkle of an eye. It won't take long. And then he emphatically said, let's go. And so after I had gone through all these questions with him, I said, do you want me to stay here with you until you make it there? And he said, yes. And after that, he settled right down and went to sleep. And then a few hours later, he coughed a little. And I went over to his side and I said, hey, Dad, you're doing great. It's not going to be much longer. Keep going. You're almost to heaven. Then I went back to the bed, was sleeping. A little bit later, he would cough again. And I would say, you're doing great, Dad. Just keep on walking. You're going to be there soon. I know it. You're doing wonderful. And then the little cough reoccurred more quickly. So I knew it was close. And I said, you know, Dad, you are so close to heaven right now. And I need you to take these last few steps by yourself because I can't go there with you right now. Someday I will. But right now, you just got to take those last few steps on your own. And it was just a few moments later, a few minutes, that he passed. I said, Dad, you made it. You got there. And so over the past few days, I have been kind of thinking I would be getting a phone call from my dad that said, hey, this is your father. Heaven is incredible. You gotta try it. I know you'll like it. And you know what? That's an offer that I'm not gonna refuse.
Hi, my name is Greg Witzenburg. I am the youngest of the Witzenburg children, and I'm glad you're here tonight to honor my father. And I just want to tell you 3 things I love about my dad. And there's a whole lot more, but these 3 really stand out. One is he taught us the importance of hard work. He worked hard at all that he did, and he was the kind of guy that put in the extra, and he would work different odd jobs outside his regular job just to make sure that we had vacations, that we had more than what we needed, and we were very blessed. And that paid off for me. One summer, I didn't have a job between my college years, and my father had said, he told me, go out and knock on doors for 3 hours today until you find a job. And I said, Dad, but when I don't find a job, what do I do the next day? Knock for 3 hours more. And the second door I knocked on, I got a job that summer. And he just showed us how to work. He worked with us, whether it was delivering papers or mowing lawns. It wasn't just making us work, he worked alongside of us. And so I'm thankful that he taught us that. Number 2, I'm thankful that he loved his kids and his grandkids. And he showed it in a lot of ways. He grew up in a generation that didn't say, I love you very much, but he showed it in so many ways. He would fix almost anything that we had. We were known for breaking things, that's my brothers, but he'd fix it, he'd build it. And so even in my lifetime, and my brothers and sisters, he'd fix our cars, he'd fix our bikes, he would make it so we had what we needed. And with that love that he had, he showed that to us. Our events were important to him. He didn't necessarily care for plays or concerts or sports, but he attended all those things. And the love that he showed, he would set aside the things he loved to do, like car auctions, skip those, and come to our events instead. With his grandkids, they just brought a smile to his face. They were the apple of his eye. Now, he'd sugar them up and send them home, which I didn't necessarily care for, but he showed him love. And even in his final days, just being able to see my 2-year-old up on his lap, eating sugar, eating Smarties, it made Dad smile. And so he just loved us so greatly, and he showed it so well. And so I'm thankful for that. And lastly, I'm thankful for just Dad instilling us the importance of God in our lives. And for us, we went to church every Sunday. We went to church on vacation. And he knew that church was going to be an important thing in our lives. And for each one of us as children and now as believers, that played a vital role in us following God. But the best part of it all is that Dad didn't become a believer himself until he was 78. And I asked him, Dad, I need to know, where are you going to go when you die? Are you going to go to heaven or hell? I have to know. And he told me 3 months before my mom passed away, he made that decision to repent of his sins and put his faith and trust in Jesus Christ. It's never too late, and I'm thankful that my dad instilled those things in us. I love you, Dad.